And welcome to Under Center with Kirk Cousins.
Cousins from under center, straight drop, it's another deep shot, center of the field, caught on the run, 20, 15, 10, touchdown!
And welcome to Under Center with Kirk Cousins. And Kirk, I guess every cliche seemed to fit last night. The Vikings at the Bears, Soldier Field, black and blue division, low scoring, minimizing turnovers, field position could matter. And it kind of lived up to that whole buildup. And if you look at it, what were the overriding reasons the Vikings were able to win this football game?
Well, we did some really good things on offense, but what's interesting is if you had told me, hey, they're going to return a kick for a touchdown and you're going to have 2 turnovers as an offense, I would have said, I don't think we win. But it goes back to our defense and the fact that they only allowed 6 points and time and again made great plays and just stood up and made stops when they needed to make stops. So ultimately, I think that was the biggest reason. But a lot of our conversions on third down and scoring touchdowns when we were able to in the red zone, I think that ended up being being the difference.
Going into the game, did you anticipate that you're going to have to find different ways with your arm and your ability to convert, especially third down plays, to win this football game? Because Dalvin was still a battering ram, but the yards were hard to come by.
Yeah, I think it is what we expected was really what ended up playing out as far as they're going to be able to stop the run because they're a talented defense that stops the run, and they're a defense that takes pride in that. And so I felt they were going to also commit to stopping it and not allow us to. But in our system, we're going to run the football whether you're stopping it or not. We're going to keep at it and make sure that's still the foundation of what we do. What was so important was that we were able to, on the plays where we threw it, ran a bootleg, whatever it may be, we were able to marry that with the run game such that those plays were very effective.
At the same time, Kirk, you were able to complete, I think, 10 of 11 third down conversions against the number one third down defense in the National Football League, and that has to be a source of pride to be able to have that kind of effectiveness when you needed it the most last night.
Yeah, when you talk about the key factors to winning football games in the NFL, you talk about turnovers, you talk about scoring touchdowns in the red zone rather than kicking field goals, but converting third downs becomes a very critical statistic. And to have as many conversions as we did last night against such a good defense, I thought that was a real shot in the arm for us. I think it says a lot about the skill position guys, what they were able to do, getting open, making plays, but then also our coaches. They sit down on Wednesday and Thursday and put together a third down plan, and those were really big plays for us throughout the game, and I thought they were really well designed plays.
After exchanging turnovers in the first quarter of the game, the Vikings took that 7-0 lead on a 3rd and 3. You put the ball where only Adam Thielen could catch it. I know you see this a lot in practice, but to understand what Thielen's capable of in a situation 1-on-1 in the end zone, and you put the ball exactly where Adam, and coming up with that one-handed catch was great to see on national television last night.
Yes, it was an unbelievable play. I still haven't seen a tape of it, so I have to watch that still. But, both he and Justin, Rudy as well, their hands are really elite. And as a result, I hate to overthrow them. If anything, I want to underthrow them because I know that when it's a contested catch, they have such a great chance of bringing it in. Just give them a chance. The worst thing you can do is overthrow them and not even give them that opportunity. So, fortunately, last night, it was out in front of him and he was able to make the play. But when I see those guys one-on-one, I just want to put it out there for them and then let them go, show why they're such special players.
You stayed clean most of the night in the pocket. That's a big credit to your offensive line.
Well, that's the other piece because their pass rush is also really strong. I think a big reason they're successful on third down, that they've been a top defense, is because they're not giving quarterbacks a lot of time to sit back and read their coverage. And fortunately, last night, we were able to hold up in protection. I think I took 1 sack, and even on the 1 sack that I took, I look back and see that the ball probably could have been gone, and we could have avoided that one too. So, really, really proud of the way our offensive line played, both in the run game and the pass game. They knew they had a challenge all week long. They were being told the challenge we had in front of them. They knew it. They played the Bears the last couple of years, and those guys are ready to go and really answer the challenge.
I know you like the matchups with your wide receivers as well. Justin Jefferson, 8 catches, 135 yards. A lot of those yards after catch, you could talk about sort of how you set up the passing game. But he is just such a force of nature. And I think the impressive part, again, watching Justin develop as a wide receiver is his ability to get those extra yards when he has 1, 2, sometimes 3 defenders hanging all over him.
Yeah, he has a knack for yards after the catch, certainly. And you'd think a guy whose yards after the catch has to be like a Tyreek Hill, who's going to run 4.2, 4.3, and is going to be incredibly quick twitch, like a jitterbug. And Justin's more just smooth and fluid, and yet he's getting those same yards after the catch. So it's been fun to see that. Again, I think it just goes back to comes naturally to him. Catching the ball comes naturally, but also once he has the football in his hands, taking off and making people miss. And boy, that's also a hidden statistic. When you can complete the ball for 10, 20 yards and then suddenly a 30, 40, 50-yard gain, that says a lot, and it makes a big difference for your offense.
Kirk, if you would kind of take us through the drive that was 13-all at the time. It was the fourth quarter. You knew you needed a touchdown. I think you hit Kyle Rudolph for 22 yards, 15 more to Jefferson, and that set up the second touchdown pass to Adam Thielen. Really a pro move. His defender slipped a little bit, but it all seemed to be clicking with the passing game during that drive.
Yes, it was a big play to Rudy, and then a big play to Justin on the sideline on the bootleg. And then, third and goals, less than ideal when you have that many defenders in such a small area. It's usually tough sledding. But, again, great play design for the coverage we saw. Great job by Adam getting separation in tight space. And, that was a big play, and I kind of knew it when we hit it that, with the way our defense had been playing, to be able to go up 6, was going to really give us some breathing room. And, with how much time was left, it felt like that was, potentially going to be the play that got us over the hump.
And speaking of getting over the hump, I think the call that, you expected, I think the Bears expected you to run the ball and kind of running out the clock. You didn't run it. You threw a 22-yard pass to Kyle Rudolph, and Kirk Cousins was very fired up on the field as the national cameras caught it. That was a big moment for you and for this football team last night.
Yeah, again, a great call by Gary. Obviously, the Bears defense was going to be loaded up to stop the run, force us to punt. And you don't want to, just drop back and risk, a possible sack or fumble or whatever could happen. So finding that balance with a bootleg and with the specific type of bootleg we ran, Kyle did a great job kind of, inviting the block and then shedding him and then did a great job after the catch. So I thought that was the right call at the right time. And, and the results showed.
And it's good to see you get fired up like that. It's the natural instinct. Why wouldn't you be fired up after that play?
Yeah, there were a couple moments last time where I got fired up. The big, catch by Justin that we talked about for that switched field. That one got me going, and then that bootleg that we hit to Rudy got me going. We wanted that one obviously, and that's a good defense. And I was just proud of the fact that we were making those plays and moving the ball.
Well, I know you shook off the Monday night bit. It's kind of almost talk about that ad nauseum at some point, but at the same time, more importantly, you got the win. And walking out of Soldier Field last night had to feel pretty good. It
did. It was very satisfying, to get that win. And as I was running onto the field to take a knee and Eric Kendricks was running off, he was saying, hey, man, that's 3 in a row. That's 3 division wins. And he's not saying it to rest on our success. He's saying it to, hey, let's believe, let's get this thing going in the right direction and keep it going. So, and we work so hard. When you do win in a tough game like that, you do want to enjoy it and celebrate. And so that's what the leaving the stadium and the flight home was all about.
All right, so Kirk, you're back home against a Dallas Cowboy team that's 2-7, but still they're the Dallas Cowboys. They're playing in an NFC East where they probably still feel they could win the division. So still a lot at stake for it. Otherwise, a 2-7 team could be pretty discouraged coming in here.
Yeah, it's the record is deceiving, and as most records are in the NFL, because these games are all so close. And if you go back and look at, the difference in winning or losing so many of these games, the records could be very different. But as you said, they're still in the playoff hunt. They can still win their division easily, and as a result, they're going to come with everything they got. And I know they're probably going to be getting their quarterback back this week, Andy Dalton, and he's played a lot of games in this league, had a lot of success. So, they're going to be ready to go, and it'd be great to get back home now. Even though we're not playing as much in front of our fans, it'd be great to get back home and We got to take what's been a 3-game winning streak and find a way to get it to 4.
Dallas Cowboys here at 3:25 on Sunday. Good luck, Kirk, and look forward to seeing you.
Thanks, Rosie. That'll be a big one. Can't wait to get it going.